Thrilling world of the Flying RuNR, brought to you by the Marathon Mates.
Hey there, it's Tony from the Flying RuNR and welcome to Out and Back. Out and Back, the turnaround point for your weekly running journey. Now, often we'll get caught up in training plans. We'll often get caught up in a training plan when we've got a goal race or we've got a dream race coming up, and we get so locked in to a training plan. A wise mentor once told me, Tony, fall in love with the goal, fall in love with the vision, don't fall in love with the plan. And what he meant by that was truly, sometimes we fall in love with the plan and we stick to the plan regardless whether it's working or not. And whether it's business in our own personal development or whether it's in the running track. Sticking with a plan that's not working is not getting you closer to your goal. So hopefully, if you fall in love with the goal and you fall in love with the vision, the plan then becomes a little bit of a contingency or a roadmap on how we get there. But often we'll get caught up in a training plan, won't we? We get focused on hitting the plan, our distances, and we run them regardless of how we're feeling. And often when we do that, we end up with what can only be called as rubbish miles. We may go out for a long run and have certain things that you want to achieve in that long run, but because you're not feeling it, it becomes a rubbish run. So you've done the miles, just hasn't achieved anything, right? It happens to all of us. So one of the big things that when we are focusing in on our plan, after falling in love with our goal and our vision, it's really important to support ourselves and aim for quality over quantity. So quality over quantity. And how do you do that, you might ask? It's a challenge. If you miss a long run, that eats away sometimes at the back of your head saying, I've missed that 20K. I really need that 20K to get back on plan, to get back on track. Sometimes you need to just let that 20K go. And when you are out training, no matter how you're feeling, here's a couple of really good tips to focus on to make sure that you are focusing on quality and not just quantity. Always respect your running form. Always acknowledge and emphasize your running form. Focus on the alignment that we talk about, prioritizing good posture, keeping your head up, your shoulders relaxed, you're slightly leaning forward from your ankles, the drum, maintaining your midfoot strike. Focusing in on that sometimes on what may otherwise be a rubbish run can actually turn it from a rubbish run into a not rubbish run. Also, run mindfully. Pay attention to your form throughout the run. Don't let your mind wander. Stick with it, right? Run at the right effort levels. So in my next training block for Gold Coast next year, when I'm upping the distance, I'm going to up the distance in an easy run. So I'm going to get the miles. I'll focus on my posture and my form and everything, but it'll be an easy run. And then the following week, I'll stay at that level and make it an effort run so that I can really push myself to make sure that I'm confident that I've completed it. So train with a purpose. Every run should have a purpose. Sometimes it's going to be just to turn the legs over. Sometimes it might be a recovery run. Sometimes it might just be a slow, easy run just to keep your mind active. But you really want to focus in on having a purpose with every training session that you put together. And quality workouts over junk miles. It's better to have fewer, more effective workouts and trying to rank up our junk miles or our rubbish miles that don't really serve a purpose. They just sort of make us feel maybe a little bit better that we got some miles out when we're feeling crap. Right? So each run should have a clear objective. And the final thing here is to maintain quality over quantity. And it's one thing that we often just take for granted is rest and recovery, right? So we've got to value rest as part of our training. So if you're not having a rest day every week within a marathon training block, I would encourage you to think about what day you can make that happen. Because quality training isn't about just what you do on your run, but it's how well you recover. And you really do need those rest days that are going to help you recover. So that's the way that I want you to be thinking about when you're next preparing for your next marathon. Quality over quantity. There's a couple of good tips there. I hope that they really do help you as you prepare for your next training block. Hey, thanks for tuning in. As always, if you like our podcast, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, whatever platform you're on, and leave a review, as it really does help people find the podcast. Watch out for our full-length episode coming out, as always, this Friday. It's sure to be a cracker. Until then, I hope to see you out there. Happy running.